time the British colonized us and annexed Lagos in 1861, they had ruled this country up to 1914, 52 years. They knew and studied the people. The British people are Europeans. They're a very curious race. They studied the people, the environment, and their idiosyncrasies. White people always study animals, insects, just about anything, and they are studying the various ethnic groups, and had realized that the way to run Nigeria, since you had so many ethnic groups, was to reduce the number of nationalities and kingdoms within the Nigerian state. That was why they annexed the country, amalgamated the country in 1940 to create the North and South. It was also so that they would be able to run the country easily with easy economic management, and also to reduce tribal conflicts, which are still affecting us up to today as ethnic clashes. I would say the British studied us very well, and they knew that if they had left every group, we have about 128 ethnic groups according to the 1951 maps, British maps, which I have. We have about 128 ethnic groups there. If we had allowed every ethnic group to stand on its own, then it would have been difficult to form a nation state. But as they have joined the North and South together, I think the Nigerian people have no choice but to make the best use of it. And I think the problem is to have good governance, accountability, transparency, honesty in the country, where you keep on having people taking money out of the country, capital flight to develop other nations. Because when you take your money when you take the money of the country or state out of the country and put it in Europe and America, you are developing the economies of those countries at the end of the day. They give you 5% interest, and at the end of the day, when Nigeria goes cap in hand to beg for foreign loans and foreign investments, they are charging 20%. So they just see us as an intelligent race, because when you have people hiding their money in London and they are not using the money internally to develop the country, everything is run down generally. It was treason in Britain one time to keep money for their nationals to keep money abroad. But in Nigeria today, the essence is get there, make money, and take it out of the country.
Now, let's ask you this. You are saying that resource control is a minority issue.
Yes.
And you are saying that it is not even an issue for agitation because of the kind of system of government that you run.
Yes.
More so that you are seeing it more as a case of good governance and accountability. But a school of thought will not share that view, because they say that where the issue of good governance, like you have advocated, is not in place, and the resource, like, is supposed to really oil the entire economy of the country, is taken right there from where you are. And you are now saying that you cannot demand for a control of that resource to meet the, whatever we say, provisions of better life for your own people. They are saying that that is wrong to say that they cannot. Whether the constitution is saying the kind of government we are running is a federation or not, they have a right to a better life. And if they have a right to a better life, then they have a right to what is theirs. And if they cannot have a right, if they don't have a right to what is theirs, then the government should be able to make appropriate provisions in terms of their welfare. And if where that is not there, then they have the right to agitate for the control of their resource to make life better for their own people.
Well, I will answer that this way. When President Obasanjo got there in 1999 and the resource control issue came up, the constitution had said it should give them 13% to the Niger Delta state. 13% had been given to many of the governors, but from what you can see on the ground, it seems that resource control is a flat act. Only a few privileged people are benefiting, while the majority have nothing. The place is underdeveloped, there are no roads, there are no jobs, there's nothing there. So we can't see what they have done with 30%. We can't see, they've not used it judiciously, as I would say. Resource control, as they have put in the bill by the National Assembly, saying that they want the contiguous zone and the continental shelf. If President Obasanjo signs that bill, which everybody is signed for and Niger Delta people are signed for, it will automatically create another sovereign nation. That gives them the right to secede what that effectively means is confederation in disguise. It is confederation. And if you think that you are going to use the issue, I know the Niger Delta has a legitimate case, as I've said in my paper. The Niger Delta has a legitimate case, but it seems to me that it seems like what happened in the U.S. in 1860 to 65, where the southern states in America, North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, and the rest of them, Virginia, had decided to secede from the U.S., from the United States, because of the slavery which the abolitionists were pushing, that they should stop slavery. And the southern states did not like that, because that was where they got their economic empowerment, because they used slaves to develop the states at the time. So at that time, they seceded from the United States, hoping that they would use the cotton, which was the economic crop at the time, to force recognition from international community, Europe and France and other countries of the world, Europe. But that didn't work at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, they had to form a new currency, new tax, new stamps, a new constitution, which was fashioned like the American constitution, but just had slight differences on the aspect of